Hello, 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 collective, peace and blessings. I feel like it's been a minute. It's great to be here with you guys. I was just pulling some cards for myself, getting some clarity and some divine guidance. I just did this inner child meditation, a guided meditation, which basically walked me through to go and visualizing my inner child and spending some time with her. So it was really nice. It was a really nice time. We were like in this house in the woods, in this beautiful house, and she invited me in and we made some cookies, and then we sat and watched a movie, and I got to like just hold her and love her, and it was really nice. It was. It kind of reminded me of when my niece was like a baby, and I used to like just hold her into my chest and like rock her, and she would just fall asleep and be like so calm. And yeah, so it was good. It was lovely. A few messages. I have been getting some downloads the past couple of weeks, but I just want to wait until the time is right. So one of the messages that I think has been sticking out the past few weeks is this idea of expansion within the collective, and the fact that we are expanding, meaning that our highs are becoming higher and our lows are becoming lower, but we have crossed this phase in our evolution where we are learning how to hone in both of these scales at once. So neither seems, they balance itself out, like the shitty morning, but like a great ass night, or like you get a promotion, but you lose a relationship. Like it's this balance that's coming in that we've been working for years to cultivate, to be able to hold space for not only the light, but also the darkness, not only the healing, but also the sadness. And another thing that I think umbrellas under that is, especially with Scorpio season here now, happy Scorpio season. My sister's sign is Scorpio, so I always look to Scorpio to figure out how I can evolve better. It being the opposite of my natal sun sign. So with it being Scorpio, which is all about transformation and endings, and how endings are really beginnings, there's also this balance of how those intermingle, and how the collective is learning to be able to mourn the past while celebrating the future at the same time, being able to be saying goodbye to things and also saying hello to things at the same time. So yeah, this balance, I think, is coming to the collective and learning how to transform, because all of these are necessary elements in order to transform. We have to be able to hold the power of both our highest highs and our lowest lows, our light and our dark, which was the other message from one of my readers, which was saying, like, if you think about the fact that you are an earth angel and a light being and a high source, and like just how powerful your highest self is, the opposite of that is like your shadow side. And that shit is high and is like, as great as your light side is, the complete opposite of that is how dark your dark side can get, which is not a bad thing, but we have to be able to realize that these inner demons and our inner angels are always, both here, and we have to honor that and understand it. That way it can't catch us off guard, because we know what's there, which is why shadow work is so important, which is why Scorpio season is so important, because Scorpio season kind of really is all about shadow work, because it's all about this transformation and going into the darkest parts of us and exploring those, and exploring what struggles come about. The Scorpio season is Scorpio rules shared connections and shared emotions with other people. So it's very complex, and a lot of complexities come up, and a lot of triggering comes up, and a lot of shifts can come, a lot of transformations can come. Scorpio rules death, so a lot of death energy, a lot of tower moments and things ending, which also means that it's clearing space for new beginnings to happen. And as we go into those new beginnings learning more about ourselves. I saw a post earlier that was saying like, it was saying like first base, sex, second base, childhood trauma, third base, hanging out before 8 p.m. And I think it's so crazy because that is it's really true. Once I feel like when we step into these connections with new people is really where things come up. And a lot of times I think that I can be, at least speaking for myself, very like, you know what, I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to go there. But I do think that that is a part of shadow work, is being in relationships with other people. So you can be triggered to go through things in order to heal those things. And being able to heal with other people is also a wonderful thing. It's a lot more complex because, you know, it's not just you, but it can also be twice as much healing as well when you guys learn how to get that balance together. So, and it's crazy because the last video, I think I was saying how it's time for the collective. The collective is learning to ask for more. So opening our threshold for even more abundance. I used to believe that I didn't really want a romantic relationship, and I think I always limit myself. I used to limit myself in ways of I would only ask for what I need and nothing more, nothing less. But I'm learning more that like those intimate relationships and partnerships, that is something that I want, that is something that I crave, that is something that I feel like is a part of my abundance, is having somebody to intimately share that with and to grow with and to learn with and to reflect to me how great I am, and to also reflect to me how stubborn and how many demons that I truly am working through inside. So I think that that's a beautiful thing. Everybody who's like stepping into these new relationships, whether that's like romantic, whether that's with your friends, whether that's with coworkers. I feel like a lot of us are like meeting new people, starting new relationships, or will be soon as things end. But yeah, so Scorpio season is all about death, and we have to make sure that the old us, we're allowing it to go. We're allowing the control to go. We're allowing the things that are ready to be released to just be released. It's not simple. I won't say that. It's been people, partners, situations, friendships, habits that I've been trying to release for years, that I've been working through multiple situations, that I having to learn karmic lessons again and again and again and again to finally like release it and just let it go. And it's not a one-step process. It's not a you light a candle, you cut a cord and it's done. It's something that you have to keep doing until it's finally cleared. You have to keep crying until there's no tears left. You have to keep releasing until you don't feel that attachment anymore to something that's dead. And only then do we open up new doors for what's really meant for us, for the next steps of our life. So Scorpio season is all about embracing transformation and allowing ourselves to transform, because that's what we came here in these human lives to do. So do a prayer, spirit guides, ancestors, universe, warriors. Please bring the collective some messages for this new moon in Scorpio season, the season of transformation, the season of death and rebirth. Bring us a few messages for tonight that you deem necessary and vital and helpful and nurturing and inspiring and infectious in the most amazing ways. We thank you in advance for all that you do for myself and the collective. And it's crazy. It feels like kind of clearing that I did my own reading first. I feel like I like released that and I got the messages that I need so I can really like tap in and focus on the collective and not be blindsided by my own personal experiences too much. Because I think in a way our personal experiences help us to connect with others more. They help us to see things clearly. They help us to interpret things and in a way that we can explain them to others. But also, I don't want to get too caught in my own bubble, my own ego, and my own world and my own issues, or to be cluttered by my own emotions. But I really want to connect to the highest source, to speak from a non-biased place and, you know, being not of this world, but in this world. Speaking from that standpoint as well. Queen of Cups. Should just pull like a shit ton of cards and see what comes out. See what we get. See what we end up with. I feel like that message started super strong. We really don't even gotta go deeper than that, because that was a lot to digest and to hold into. But Queen of Cups is water energy, which water is Scorpio, you know. And I think that's really like the mastery of emotions. And I don't know if you ever really master your emotions, but I feel like just learning to embrace them and accept them and feel them and let them pass is like mastery in itself. And I got this new book called Body Astrology. I'm renting it from my friend, and it talks about astrology and how certain signs and planets rule certain body parts and body systems and functions in Scorpio, because it rules control. Oh, I like that. Scorpio. We got the Alchemist, yes. Which is crazy because I know that Paulo, I just read the Alchemist books. People, the universe has been trying to get me to read it since I was in college, and I finally read it. But I learned the other week that Paulo, however you say his name, is actually a Taurus, which is crazy. But yeah, it's a good book. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. That just made me lose my train of thought. Oh, Scorpio rules. I don't even know how to explain it, but certain systems that come out, like our pores, like when we stress out and we start breaking out, that's like ruled by Scorpio, which is really all about releasing control. Because I feel like when we stop stressing about the world and we let the world do what it wants to do, and we let things change and transform, and we don't hold on to the past, and we just let things die and new things begin, and we go with the flow. Queen of Swords is when we don't have fucking acne. So I thought that that was interesting. It also rules the reproductive system. Oh, we got the World card. I'm telling you, that's so beautiful, because the World card represents new beginnings and cycles ending, which is crazy because it's Scorpio season, which is all about shit dying. What is this? The Empress. Ten of Swords. We got a lot of Queen energy. I'm gonna just take them all. I'm gonna take them all. We're gonna have some fun tonight and just see what comes about. But yeah, it's better to know. You gotta know your inner demons. That way they can't, like, the Wheel. Wow. A bunch of major arcana moments. Yeah, I feel like Scorpio season is really gonna be transformative for the collective. Which is beautiful. I'm so proud of us. All of these cycles that we're in now, all of this abundance that we're stepping into, all of the things that we learned coming together, and the King of Cups. Wow, so we got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, which is interesting because one of them started the cards and the other one ended it. I like that. I wish I drew 3 more. I'm gonna stop second guessing myself. Just do it. The Hierophant. It's crazy because as soon as I said that, the Hierophant came out, and the Hierophant is ruled by Taurus, which is, the Hierophant is like a religious, or like, basically I like to think of the Hierophant as not a librarian, but like back in the old days, the person that people had to go through if they wanted to like teach a class or something. I believe it was like, it just rules like higher knowledge. And yep, 9 of Pentacles and the Princess of Swords. So we got a little bit of everything too. Fire, the water, the air, and the earth. Okay, let's get into it, y'all. Yeah, so let's see what we got first. Queen of Cups. The depths of the subconscious clarified clarify the World card. Cycles of completion. Yep. The fact that it's connected, these endings are connected to our subconscious mind. I feel like the collective is doing a lot of work internally and is showing now externally in the way that we've manifested and moved past certain things, and we've closed cycles, even subconsciously, man. Let me tell you, that one is so true, because it's been a cord that I've been trying to cut for like over a year now. And literally, I had a dream the other night, and one of my motherfucking karmics was literally in my dream. And like, even in my dream, even in my subconscious mind, I literally ignored the fuck out of this motherfucker. I was like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, even my subconscious mind is there, like, nah. My spirit guys is like, nah, you can't talk to her in a 3D, in a 4D, in a 5D, in a 7D. You can't talk to her. None of that shit. So I feel like, yeah, even the cycles have completed, so they're completing so deep on like a deeper level at this point, which is like necessary, because there's so many things that we hold in our subconscious mind that like brings shit that's bad sometimes, like all of our childhood trauma. Like, I feel like a lot of that we've becoming, a lot of the subconscious we've become aware to, or like we've gotten to the point where our healing is even going through to our subconsciousness, and like really fucking ending cycles, like toxic cycles, and moving into these newer beginnings where we don't fall into the self-doubt and the inner demons, and the things that used to handicap us and hold us hostage, even subconsciously, are like closing and ending. And that is so beautiful. It really is. Wow. I always love Scorpio season. I'm such a witchy bitch, first off, so I love Scorpio season for that. But it's just so transformative. Like, Scorpios are literally, and the energy of Scorpio is just so deep and like alluring and mysterious, and like it has this energy of the hermit. Like, Scorpios really don't want to be fucked with, but like they really fuck with the people. They go hard for the people that they really do fuck with, but they're so selective about their energy. That is beautiful. That's like goals, because you don't want to just be around a bunch of people, because that's how shit gets started and signals get mixed and you just get mixed up in the wrong shit. So I always enjoy Scorpios, because I feel like they're very selective. They practice discernment very strongly. And I think they just they think deep. They think deep. It's not like surface level shit with them. Everything has a deeper meaning. They're like, do I really want to be friends with this person who da 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 da? Like, it's not just like, oh, a new friend, we've been hanging out, so we might as well. It's like, nah, do I really fuck with this bitch or nah? So I think that that's beautiful. Just Scorpio season in general, and that energy, I love it here. So next we got the Alchemist, which is cool. The instigation of transformation, instigating big changes, having all the resources necessary. Clarified by the Empress, the Emperor. Aries, seated in his power. Power and how you use it. Responsibility, being in a position of power and leadership. And that's so crazy, because Scorpio actually rules power. It rules control and it rules power. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which is literally the planet of like destruction and like kind of where power is formed. And it's also crazy because one of my readers was saying how not enough of the light workers and people who like actually have good missions and want to change the world, a lot of us don't think about power in the sense of it's something that we want because it's been so distorted in this world. But power, just like think about Spider-Man, like he had power and he did great fucking things with it. He wasn't like fucking Trump or, you know. So yeah, I feel like this alchemy power, I feel like we're stepping into our alchemist and bringing in these resources necessary and this power to really make changes in the way that we came in this world to do, which is beautiful. Because the Emperor has this power, but the Emperor is like a a good leader, you know, not a leader who gets power and then goes crazy. But I think it's also about thinking about what you're gonna do once you step into that power. Are you gonna lose yourself? Somebody else was saying that the other day, like your chapter doesn't, a lot of people feel like that's the final chapter when they finally get to their dreams, but that's really, this is all the epilogue, and your book doesn't even fucking start until you step into your power. So it's like, who will you be? What were your chapters read? How will you impact people? What will you do? And then we got the Queen of Swords, air energy. The cold teacher of wisdom, clarified by the Ten of Swords, the death of God. The cold teacher of wisdom. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But when I do think of this cold energy, it kind of just makes me feel like this season in life in general, because the shit always goes down. I feel like a lot of times some lessons are very hard to learn, but certain things, like the universe has to give it to us in a way that they know that we'll learn from it. Like some people have to experience things that are 10 times worse than other people's have to experience it to get it fucking through to their head, to get the wisdom so they can finally learn the lesson and move forward. So yeah, that Queen of Swords ain't no fucking joke. Sometimes she gonna give you that lesson regardless of how, it's like how, yeah, what will you take with it? You don't want to just keep learning. I'm like, I don't want to keep learning the same lessons over and over again. I want to evolve. Are you gonna keep learning the same fucking lessons again? Are you gonna fucking kill that shit that didn't work and move on? Let it die. Queen of Wands, the flowing beauty of fire. Clarified by the Hierophant. The institution of the sacred, organizations and institutions, spiritual authority, memory, traditional teachings, convention. Flowing beauty of fire. And maybe this is like the passion that is coming alongside the teaching and the learning and embracing these lessons, and going back to, I don't know, this combo kind of makes me think of when I a couple years ago when I did my 200-hour yoga teacher training, and I literally felt like a chapter of me died throughout that process. Like I really felt like the old me died and this new fire was like birthed inside of me to dive so deep into like my spiritual learnings and my spirituality and like the bigger ideas that came with life, and like how much power I felt, how much I stepped into my power when I stepped into my spirituality. So I feel like this energy is about having that fire, finding that fire in the ways that you learn, whatever that is. I don't know if that resonates at all, but maybe going back to spirituality or some type of teachings or some type of learning, some type of education, something that really sparks your fire and gets you interested in this new chapter, this new journey of your life. Then we got the Wheel. The Wheel of Fortune. The riddle of constant change, riddles and gambling, ups and downs, emotional roller coaster, uncertainty, change. Yep. So that, I feel like that's the energy I was talking about in the beginning, is being able to hold the ups and the downs, this emotional roller coaster, but the collective is becoming better at riding it. as opposed to, it used to be overwhelming sometimes. And I feel like that's the importance of both, is because if we were never super low, we would never understand how good it feels to be happy. And if we were just super happy all the time, I feel like a part of us would be like anxious about what's coming next. So we're learning to find that balance in between holding in them both at once. Like, I'm sad and I'm happy. I'm grateful and I'm like mourning, you know? And I think that's beautiful for the collective. Everything is not fucking sunshines and rainbows, but also everything is not that deep. Like then we got that's clarified by the 9 of Pentacles too. The fullness of independence and gain. And I think that's just kind of what comes from that, is gain and independence. I feel like as we learn to hold all of that in, then we begin to gain more. We step more into our pinnacles and what belongs to us, because certain lessons you have to learn. Like I feel like a lot of things that I've been through in life have been painful, but like they turned into some of the most beautiful things. Like every Scorpio season is, you know, my dad was a Scorpio rising and he also passed away 2 years ago on the 28th this week. So every time Scorpio season comes, I think about that. And I'm like obviously super sad about it, but it's also like exciting that this was the time where he was like reborn into a new life outside of his body. And I feel like it's also very inspiring. I always get into my creative bag with that. And if I never felt all of those emotions, I don't think I would have been as fueled to express and create the music and to really feel the things that I feel and how deeply I feel them. I feel like I wouldn't have that capacity. Like it opened my capacity to be able to create shit the way that I do, and to be able to go after shit harder, and to be able to like heal. And like through me healing, through that experience, I had to learn to heal. And as I'm still learning to heal it, I feel like I create these experiences for people to enjoy as well, that they wouldn't have had if none of this ever happened, you know? So I just feel like we have to be grateful for every experience and realize that it's all working out for a greater purpose for not only ourselves, but the collective around us. And then the final cards, King of Cups, healing with active compassion. I love that. And then the Princess of Swords, the fixing of new ideas. Yep. So I feel like the healing and this new compassion, with active compassion. The King of Cups card, I think, is all about how much we heal by giving to other people, how much we heal by being patient with other people, how much we heal ourselves by loving other people, and also how much we heal by being compassionate with ourselves, because everything really is a reflection from within. So yeah, I think that's beautiful. And the fact of this, it brings in allowing these new ideas to come in as well, because I think sometimes we can get lost in the sauce of wanting to be happy all the time, and lost in the sauce of whatever goals we've had the past 10 years, the past 5 years, the past how long. We get stuck in even the sadness that we've been through and experiences that we had. So allowing these new ideas to come in. So not only allowing old versions of you to die, but also allowing old goals that you've had to die, allowing yourself to reevaluate, to allow Scorpio season to transform you, and then see what new goals and ideas and feelings and relationships come about from that transformation of you. Because in order for you to grow, everything around you has to grow as well. So giving yourself, giving your goals, your thoughts, your relationships the opportunity to grow alongside you is so necessary. And that's like probably the main message for real for Scorpio season. Is really allow yourself to transform, and then see how the world reflects that back to you tenfold. I love you guys. That was a beautiful reading. Happy Scorpio season. I'm working on a new EP, so it'll be out soon. I love you guys so much. Like, share, subscribe. Mwah.